This is a Black and Decker Flexi lithium 10.8 volts, and I mean that bottom part is the problem. The top part is quite cool. I've never had one of these before. This form factor, obviously they do this in blimey. This is the basicest bottom of the range cordless. They do a higher voltage one. They do a 12 volt car one, and yeah, I've never had one indeed. And now that we do have one, doesn't work at all. Doesn't take a charge. The charger is fine. It gives out its requisite voltage, but this is dead. So I get to keep it. It was written off. They're only £25 working, used on eBay. No point really properly fixing it at all. So let's see how far we get by improperly trying to fix it today. Yes, hello, my vacuum cleaner and cordless vacuum cleaner chums. How are you today? Yeah, I've always secretly kind of wanted one of these ever since they came out. They've been running for a long while now. On paper, it's quite a decent form factor, like this. You know, you can turn it on, and clean. You know, just point and shoot at stuff like that, which is probably all you need. Or you take the little handle off and you get what's actually quite a decent, especially since you're holding it in this hand, little machine for boop, 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 boop. Very nice indeed. We can take off the one tool that we got with this, which I think can go on any way around, but has to line up with one of those notches. It's obviously not a 360-degree kind of thing. It needs to latch onto there. This has been fairly well used, I'll be honest. There is the little dusting brush that flicks out. Yeah, that's seen some things and goes down there. Yeah, I quite like it. It is a very decent idea. Where do we go now? Oh, still working out how this all works. There is the bottom flap, so you can just empty it, which is, I'm sure, all anybody does. But if you, this button here, and it will come out. This one's very difficult to, though. I've done it already. There we go. Look. As soon as you get it correctly, this all comes out. Gosh, isn't it fiddly? Yeah, inside of here is, oh dear, I've not actually looked this far at it yet. A little filter, very fluffy indeed. We'll try not to destroy that too much. Does the shroud come out? I'm sure it must, although it's not turning yet. Do we need to take this off? Ah, there we go, look. Yeah, the shroud comes out from underneath. So it's all easily washable. I guess that's probably what Black and Decker want people to do, is to wash it and clean it. But nobody ever does. And for now, we're not going to start now, because it doesn't flipping work. There's not much point. This is the on-off switch here. It is just a piece of plastic that pushes this tab there, and that then engages here. This is the on-off switch. I can sort of make it happen like that. I mean, it's dead. Nothing happens when I plug the charger in, and the charger has voltage. So it is purely down to this. Oh, let's take the hose off. I'll make it a little bit easier to hold this thing. And what we're going to do is we're going to take out these two screws here and remove the cover for the battery. And with those two screws out and this little clip in there popped down, there we go, the holder for the battery comes out, and there's our DC jack there as well. So yeah, here is the brains of the operation. Does it look okay? Nothing's immediately too bad. Bar almost looks like something there's been a little bit on fire. Yeah, but I don't know, it could just be warm from use. This is going to be a cheap thing. And yeah, that then is what comes around here. I think the best thing to do now is to remove the next 4 screws to work out which of these 4 wires does what. Right, poke. I wondered what these little blanking things were for. I've got to poke those out, put my screwdriver through, and there's 2 more screws under here. I wondered that vaguely as I was looking at it for a couple of days before sitting down to film this video. Right, so with these 2 screws out, yeah, there we go. That all comes out. Right, so these are for the switch. Gosh, that's a big old switch there. And then the other 2 are for the motor, which sits here. Right, yeah, quite a chunky looking motor. It is still 10 volts exactly. Very cool indeed. Although, yeah, there's the fan. Yeah, the fan's there. I see. So, all seems fairly sensible. I did also spot there's a corroded, or some corrosion just there. And I don't know if I trust that burning or not really. So yeah, there's certainly things to say about this, and this probably just destroyed that board. Who knows what the cells are like. Say it doesn't take a charge, it doesn't give any power. You know, that's that. So what we're left with is a switch, some wires, and a load of rubbish there. Wonder how we could force some power to this thing. So what I've done is hacked it. I have, I think, wired the switch into the live, and then the neutral just goes straight into the motor, and I've run it out into a little DC barrel jack. If we look in my battery charging box, which you would have seen, you'll know that we put a little DC jack on it, ready for the cordless Sealy, which didn't fully work because, you know, it used a bit too many amps. But this might work fine. We shall pop that into there. And then I'm hoping that we can plug that into there. And have a working vacuum cleaner. We should probably put the rest of the battery box back on so it can sit down. Yeah. Oh wow, it's awful. Absolutely terrible. I'm wondering if I actually put it together properly. That's awful. Or is that how they should be? I don't know. That seems pretty terrible. How does all of this come out? Well, yes, no, that's probably not helping. We've had this thing not working for so long that we haven't even cleaned it out. Look, it's still got, bless it, lovely Phoenix in there. That's when I parked this, really, this little long project. Let's get our filter cleaned up and try again. And then we'll see if this perks it up any. I hope it does. Oh, right, I've got to get the filter into there. Oh, then hope that, I think that's in. I don't really care. Yeah, it runs, and I'm sure it runs about as correctly as it ever should. But, you know, it's still pretty bad. I mean, these are 12 volt batteries, and I'm pretty sure that this was only ever a 9 volt machine. So what I think we should do is see if we can stick 20 volts off its bum. We know that this entire setup kills the amperage and the voltage completely. So, you know, I think we're not going to be shoving the full 18 volts up it. I think we'll get away with a lot less. Or it's going to break. I don't know. Wow, that spiced it up a bit. It's still pretty rubbish though. because the motor is spinning a lot faster doesn't mean that the machine is any good. Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah, no, it's in properly. But look, here is the motor. Oh, I don't think I can turn it on and off anymore. Ah. Oh, there we go, that's fallen off. Yeah, no, I think this is all that she has, even with far more voltage than it should ever have coursing through it. Picking things up. This is no airplay really at all. It makes the cordless Sealy look good. It makes a lot of stuff look good. Let's try it around the bird cage. I'm also going to screw on the rest of the base so I can sit it down. The best test that I can think of giving it is, oh, this isn't even too bad, look, under here. On the bird cage. It's probably about the size of the dirt that this thing was created for anyway, even before we shoved another 8 volts off its bum. Let's see what happens. Actually, not bad. Go. Okay, I take that back a little bit. It is better than it was. It's still, you know, probably got the same amount of airflow as this Hot Point Nice and Easy by Parry does. That isn't too bad, actually. I was going to throw it away after doing this video. This video was only really just something to do with getting this free vacuum. But, you know, again, you accidentally made it corded. Or a little bit warm. Or that cable. Well, it towed fine. Yeah. And the battery's still stone cold. The cable isn't. But, I don't know, really. What the heck should we do with this? It runs. It works. It can now only be powered by DC, and yeah, it didn't explode when we shoved 18 volts up its bum. So yeah, I don't know what we're going to do with this. This is about all I had planned for it. I wasn't quite expecting it to get this far. So, who knows? You might see this again. But what hacks have you done to X cordless vacuum cleaners? We couldn't find a battery for this. You know, they're reasonably plentiful on eBay. But, you know, it would have run just like it did off of this little 12-volt battery here, which wasn't great, as you remember. So this is certainly better. For what purpose, I'm not sure. But I hope that you have enjoyed watching it. And I and some other cordless cleaner that just needs to go in the bin. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.